You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and we extend a warm hello to everyone who is listening on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago, and all who are watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. Caring adults make all the difference in the lives of adolescents. Catholic Charities understands this, and our youth mentoring programs offer youth in Cook and Lake County the free opportunity to spend time with trained, supervised adult volunteers who genuinely care about them. The goal is to connect youth with great role models, and we are fortunate today to have with us staff members who do a phenomenal job of making those connections happen. Sarah Loffman is Special Projects Manager with Catholic Charities Child, Youth, and Family Services Department. Arranda Gardner is coordinator of our Lake County Youth Mentorship Program, and Gloria Uriostegui is coordinator of our Cook County Mentor Program, also called Solidifying Our Legacy, and this supports youth in Chicago's Back of the Yard neighborhood. Welcome, Sarah, Gloria, and Arranda.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
I guess we're still waiting for Arranda to log in, so we'll look forward to that in a minute. Sarah, can you start us out and tell us about our two mentoring programs? What are the goals and what are some of the short and long-term objectives of these programs?
Yeah, so really mentoring is about building relationships. And that's what we do in both of our programs, right? Is we have these well-trained adults who connect with youth, and they're there to be a friend, a role model, and a source of support. And so our programs look a little bit different. The program in Lake County is a one-on-one community-based program, which means that for that we recruit volunteers who work directly with just one youth for a full calendar year. And they can, take them out into the community, go places, do things, and build their relationship that way. The program that Gloria is involved in is based in schools. And so that's a group model. And there are mentors are either staff or interns who are part of Loyola's Masters in Social Work program. And so with that, they work with youth in a group and they do different group activities, and they really build on not only building that relationship between the mentors and the youth, but among peers, right? Because this is all about helping youth develop great social skills, great relationships, healthy communication styles, and really feel like they have a whole network of people who support them and believe in them and want to see them reach their full potential.
And are there ideal ages, Sarah, where adolescents can benefit from these youth mentoring programs?
Yeah, and so our programs, again, are a little bit different in that the Lake County program, we primarily focus on youth who are ages 9 to 12. So that's a really great age for wanting to, connect with a mentor and do things one-on-one and go and do activities like, taking hikes or playing mini golf or, going to a farmer's market, things like that. And then the youth that Glow is working with, those are middle school age youth. So they're more like 12 to 15. But with both of those programs, they are going through a transition, right? Either that transition from elementary school to middle school or from middle school to high school.
And so how do we promote the programs? Is it in schools, or do we get referrals, or can the general public, anyone listening today who has an adolescent who might benefit from these programs, how do we promote them, and how can people participate and sign up?
Yes, all of the above. Especially with the Lake County program, we work really closely with school social workers there, and so they might make a referral to us, right? A youth who they see is struggling. Often we have youth who are, either really struggling to build friendships with their peers, or maybe they're suffering from some sort of grief or loss. Maybe they have an incarcerated parent. Maybe they have a parent who passed away or is not living with them because they have been deported, or a variety of other reasons. And we can also have parents who refer them. And that's really happened a lot during the pandemic, right? Where they're like, my child is socially isolated, they're just kind of playing video games. They seem really stressed out and anxious, and, I can't always be there with them because I'm working or whatever. And so they've wanted a mentor because of that. And so parents can refer themselves. We get referrals from other partner agencies, and we get a lot of referrals from schools. And for GLOW's program, we work with specific schools, but within those schools, anyone who's in that age group can participate in the group. So again, we work closely with the school to really identify youth who need to be in this program, right? Who they have identified as struggling or needing to make peer relationships, but in an effort to not make it sort of a stigmatized group, like something that you have to go to because you're not doing so great, we've really opened it up to everyone. And in a community like Back of the Yards, where like they do struggle with a lot of community violence, parents are working really hard, one, to keep a roof over their family's head, but also to keep their kids safe. It's not easy for them to engage in a lot of different after school activities, right? And especially during the pandemic, we have heard many stories of, families with 3 to 5 kids who were all in the same, small house trying to do remote learning. And, it was kids who were basically in bed most of the day because that was the quiet space they had for school. So there are a lot of youth who are very excited about participating in this program this year because they've almost kind of lost that skill of how to socialize. And GLOW has definitely seen that in these groups, is now that they're back in person, they're kind of like, I don't remember exactly how to just engage with other people in real life. So it's a huge need right now, and we're doing our best to provide the service for everyone who we can.
And for anyone in the general audience listening or viewing, Sarah, can you give that phone number for anybody to call if they're interested in pursuing or learning more about the youth mentoring programs?
Yeah, actually, Arranda, do you want to give the main number for referrals? I think you are muted. Well, actually, GLOW, what do you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, we, in the past, we've promoted, through schools and info sessions, but I think that a lot of it this year is coming from word of mouth from the youth themselves. So that's something that I just, observed this year, and I really appreciate because, that just means that our program is doing something for these kids. And so, wanting to spread that to the rest of the community is just something that we're really proud of them for.
Gloria, can I ask you a little bit about how the program has evolved during the pandemic? I assume that for a number of months, all of the gatherings between adults and the adolescents had to be virtual. Are you able to expand a little bit back to normal in these last couple of months? How does that look right now, Gloria?
Yeah, so just a little back info of our program. It's funded by DFSS, so the Department of Family Support Services. And so initially it started off for boys only, but like Sarah said, we expanded it over the years to include everyone. And so we serve students from 5 different middle schools in Back of the Yard: Seward, Lara, Chavez, Hamline, Hedges. And we also have an alumni group that is comprised of students who used to go to those middle schools who would like to stay connected to us. And so through that program, we provide weekly school-based mentoring groups. And we also provide a day in the week for enrichment activities that we like to call Fridays. And so you're right. So we did go virtual in the past year, and that was a little tough in the beginning. We weren't really sure how to navigate that. But luckily, with the help of DFSS and the school district, we were able to obtain CPS emails and stay connected in that way. So all last year we were connected through Google Meets, and really doing the bulk of our programming that way until this summer, when we were approved by the agency to run in-person groups. And so that was a great period where we were trying to get our feet wet again into the in-person group. And so we started off the year really strong with a lot of interest this year. And so we're really excited to get started. And we are a week into our in-person groups in school, and we've had a blast so far.
And the Youth Mentoring Program in the Backyards neighborhood has a wonderful acronym that is attached to it, Solidifying Our Legacy. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Gloria?
Yes. So I wanted, along with the youth, because they helped come up with this new name. Before SOL, it was YMP, which is Youth Mentorship Program, which was a little bland for us. And so we wanted to go with, we wanted to create a program name that would essentially welcome everyone, right? In terms of, parents being able to pronounce it, who are predominantly Spanish speaking and English speakers. So we landed on SOL. And so from there, we kind of just started talking about, what SOL means to us and what we want it to mean to us. And we came up with Solidifying Our Legacy, which essentially is, the perfect representation of what we want to get out of group. We want to, build our foundation from the bottom up to be able to contribute to our community and to contribute to the city and solidify our legacy in that way, and not necessarily going full head on towards wanting to change something, but even the smallest change within yourself can go a long way. And so that, I think that's a lot of the reasoning behind our program name, Solidifying Our Legacy, is just that we want to make sure that we create change in our lives. And it'll be great if that goes into that affects the community, but it all starts with the self and wanting to change there.
It sounds like a tremendous confidence builder, not only for the young adults, but also for the program and where you've come and where you're headed to in the future. It's wonderful, Gloria. Mm-hmm. And we're going to take a quick break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we return, we're going to continue our discussion about youth mentoring programs in Cook and Lake County. Please stay tuned.
Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Services help veterans find and maintain employment through job readiness training, resume writing assistance, mock interviews, and job placement counseling. We work with a wide array of employers and community partners to help veterans reach their career goals. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of our veterans for the sacrifices they made to serve our nation. It is our privilege now to assist them. To learn more about Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Program in Cook County, call 773-808-2954. In Lake County, call 847-782-4219. You can also learn more at CatholicCharities.net. To all United States veterans, thank you for your service.
Welcome back. Es fabuloso verlos.
Dobrze jest znowu być razem.
Qué bueno estar juntos otra vez.
Después de tantos meses separados, se han levantado los límites de capacidad por la pandemia y queremos darles la bienvenida a todos de vuelta a la iglesia. Podemos rezar juntos otra vez y escuchar cuando nuestros coros eleven sus voces en canción.
Hemos estado juntos en espíritu y ahora, cuando estén listos, nuestras puertas están abiertas de par en par.
We're here to welcome you back to Catholic Mass.
In recent weeks, many people have reached out to Catholic Charities to ask what we are doing to help our Afghan brothers and sisters. They also ask how they can join us in our work. Current estimates suggest that 50,000 refugees are headed to our shores in the coming weeks. Based on a decade of experience in refugee resettlement, we predict that it will cost $50,000 to resettle a family of 4 for 6 months. This includes housing, food, clothing, and other urgent needs as they establish new lives in Chicago. As Jesus tells us, "Whatsoever you do for the least of my people, that you do unto me." Please assist us as we welcome the first 10 families. Visit CatholicCharities.net to donate to our special refugee resettlement appeal, or call 312-948-6087.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and I have the great pleasure today of being with Sarah Loffman, Arranda Gardner, and Gloria Uriostegui, who are with our Catholic Charities Youth Mentoring Programs. And Arranda, earlier in the show, Sarah mentioned that in Lake County, you deal with a lot of the school districts, as well as individuals who are just referred to the program. Can you tell us a little bit more detail about how that works?
Yeah, most certainly. So Sarah probably already mentioned by now that a lot of our youth that are involved in the program come from referrals from the community and the schools that are in Lake County. And so we started out before the pandemic getting referrals from social workers in the Waukegan area mostly. But since then, we've been able to expand our program throughout all of Lake County, including the new Round Lake building as well. And so we've reached out to other community resources like the libraries in the community to see if, they would have programs to get referrals from and things of that nature. And then as well as for the volunteers too, we reach out to a lot of organizations in that regard as well. So
So these young adults are so busy today. Can you share with us what the normal time commitment is for the adult volunteers as well as the adolescents who participate in these programs?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So considering everybody has been virtual, and even with them coming out of virtual schooling, we had to decrease our requirements a little bit just to accommodate that. So we do at least 1 to 2 hours per week. And that can be virtual, that can be an accumulation of, like, if you're playing video games together, texting each other, calling each other, or if you meet in person, because right now we're able to do that as well. So
that's so great. And can you tell us a little bit about how the adult volunteers are trained and supervised?
Yeah, most definitely. So we do background checks and trainings to prepare them. First, they obviously go through the application process and then the background checks that they must be approved for. We have a new mentorship training that we brief them on our program and just the requirements as far as being committed to the program and what to expect, so that they know firsthand going in before being matched with the youth and things of that nature. So we do a lot of preparation in that. And then we also monitor the relationships throughout the year. We'll have them turn in different volunteer tracking hours so that we know what they're doing in our program, and then what activities they're engaged in. And we also offer support throughout the year through our various continuing education programs too, where they can come and meet one another as mentors and learn from one another. For instance, we've had trainings about developing good boundaries and good habits out of that. And so we're there to support them along the way as their program coordinator if they need help, have questions, but also help them support one another too. So.
And I guess I have a question for all of you. It's such a delicate balance when you're speaking with young adults. Everyone makes mistakes, right? And everyone is forming their opinions about different things. How do you balance the discussions so that you're always looking for positive reinforcement and constructive criticism? All of those, are positive things to have in conversations. How do you balance that so that the children don't get offended and kind of get turned off by the program? Sarah, I'll start with you.
We really emphasize that your role as a mentor is as a friend, right? And so, if you think about the people in your life who you consider good friends, they're people who give you good advice when you need it, who are honest with you when they see you struggling or you've done something that's disappointed them, but they're not the ones who are but in a friendship, you don't necessarily have one person who is the authority and the other person who is just receiving, their information. That we really stress that mentors are not parents and they're not teachers in the sense that like a teacher is in control of their classroom. A teacher has certain goals and objectives that they need to accomplish and ensure that you learn by the end of the year, right? Of course, our mentors are great role models and they will teach their mentees things, but they are really approaching it as you would a really healthy friendship. Right. And so you have those conversations and sure, maybe like you challenge different ways of thinking. But we really stress that there's not like a right way to be or a wrong way to be. Right. We're really learning from each other. We're really listening to each other and growing through that relationship. And I think that's one of the things that people enjoy the most about mentoring is not only do you get to engage in, fun things and explore the community, and for adults, you get a chance to, be a kid again. But both people really do grow and are nourished by that relationship and learn things from each other.
It's wonderful. Gloria, can I ask you a little bit about children's or young adults' feelings? Oftentimes we know that in adolescence, it's very difficult for young adults to put their thoughts into feelings, but particularly with young adults who might be going through a struggle in their family life, it's really important, right, to get those feelings out and know that that someone's there to listen and help them through the challenging process of remaining peaceful and happy and positive in their life. Can you talk a little bit about how the volunteers, approach that topic of helping young adults feel safe to talk about their feelings?
Yeah, it's all about, creating a safe space. At the beginning of the year, it's the most important period where we get to know one another and really take time in that, because that is one of the foundational aspects of creating a safe space, right? We want to promote their social emotional growth through honest discussions. And so you can't have those honest discussions until you know one another. And so a lot of it is at a lot of the chunk of the work is at the beginning, where we are playing a lot of games and breaking the ice in that way. Like you said, it's not easy to get youth to speak about serious things like grief and loss, but they do come up once they feel comfortable, in the program, in their group. And so I found that at least last year, we were able to implement a community, an artist corner, which is a group dedicated to arts and crafts and exploring social emotional topics in that manner. And so that was a hit, and we had a lot of participation in that. And by the end of the year, I feel that a lot of the discussions that we were having were, in a way, I don't want to categorize them, but a lot deeper than the other cohorts that we had at the same time, going on at the same time. And so I would say that's something that I find in my program, at least, is that it's a lot easier to get students to think about these topics and have these discussions through art, especially.
Sounds like a wonderful, affirming, safe environment, like you talked about, to build those friendships. Arranda, in the brief time we have left, could you share a little bit about any feedback that you get from adult volunteers who share their time with these adolescents?
Yeah, most certainly. We have a lot of adult volunteers who really say that they enjoy spending time with the youth. I know they come in just wanting to make an impact and a difference using the spare time that they have. And so we've had some very successful mentors in the program who have been able to use their resources. Maybe they know someone and they that has a boat, and so they're able to go on a nice little boat ride, and the kids love it because obviously some of these things are new experiences for them, and even being able to just get to know another youth and being open to learning the things that they know and having another little person to support, it goes a long way for them, and they are so rewarded at the end. So.
Well, we said at the top of the show that you're, connecting youth with great role models, and the three of you certainly are doing that. What a phenomenal program. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show today to share this, and we hope that you'll please keep us posted on developments as the school year progresses. You're doing great things in Cook and Lake County. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Katie, we do have that number if there's a second.
Please do. Please go right ahead.
So if you want to refer a youth to the program, the easiest thing to do is call 847-782-4224. That is our referral line. You can also email us at ympreferrals@catholiccharities.net.
Wonderful. And more information about our youth mentorship program is also on our website, CatholicCharities.net. So again, thank you so much, ladies, for being with us today. And we invite you all back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and on behalf of everyone at Catholic Charities, we hope you have a great week.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.